my name is Caitlin Stringer. This is my persuasive essay, and this is my audience.
Amber.
Tony. Chris.
Eddie.
Chris.
According to the National Center of Educational Statistics, approximately 4,274 colleges are in the United States between 2-year and 4-year programs. Within those colleges, there are 20.5 million students that attend full-time or part-time. So just take a minute to think about how much tuition is paid to those 4,274 colleges by those 20.5 million students. The cost of student tuition is rising every year, but for what reason? Millions of students dream of going to college to get a better education to better themselves and their future. With the cost of tuition how it is today, many cannot afford to go and follow those dreams. The amount of student debt can be anywhere between $10,000 for a 2-year degree program to $40,000 for a 4-year degree program. But where the most student debt comes from is students that are going into programs such as law school, medical school, veterinary school, and things like that, where they can rack up over $100,000 in student debt. Now, I know people say, well, with that new education, you'll make more money and you'll be able to afford that student debt. Yes, it's true, you make more money depending on your degree, but not all degrees pay as much as the tuition cost. So you also have to take in consideration they have rent, mortgage, cost of getting to work, food, your grocery bills, electric bills, and then of course unseen events that happen in your life. So you have to take in consideration of that. People struggle after graduation, even if they have a job, to pay that student tuition. So why is student tuition on the rise? Why does it cost so much? According to John Thillen, a professor at University of Kentucky and an author of American Higher Education, a major turning point was in the 1970s when double-digit inflation occurred in the United States. College tuition was being paid for through student loans, so student debt started to occur, and while public investments in college decreased. So with the loss of the public investing in colleges needed some way to make up that money, so they started increasing tuition. Some colleges ran with the idea that the higher the cost, the better the education. So some colleges charge ridiculous amounts because there is that misconception. Scholarships are a great way to pay for college, but not every student can get scholarships. Scholarships are very competitive. So not everybody that applies for that scholarship will get that scholarship, leaving another student back to square one, trying to figure out how they're going to pay with first tuition. Not only is it very competitive, but scholarships also have very strict stipulations. If your GPA falls below 3.0 even for one semester, you can get your student revoked. And everybody knows life happens. Sometimes you don't do very well in a subject and your GPA will fall, or you get sick and you have to miss a certain amount of classes. That can also cause your scholarship to be revoked. Some colleges have tried to lower tuition on their own without the government's help, and this has only been for a couple of years, and then they have to raise their tuition back up. They just can't make the ends meet with the lower tuition. Without the government's help, it's not going to work. Higher taxes for lower college tuition is what I feel is the solution. And I'm not alone. Many politicians have the same idea. President Obama proposed in 2003 that his way of lowering college tuition was to offer more financial backing from the government to colleges with lower tuition than those that had higher tuition. His thought process is that possibly losing federal funding and possibly gaining more would encourage colleges to lower their tuition. Something needs to be done to help students reach their educational goals, not only for themselves, but for this country as a whole. If we raise federal taxes slightly, money can be put toward colleges to help lower tuition and help people follow their